This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Leaders Summit on Climate. The participants are Dr. Shrikant K. Panigrahi, Director General of Indian Institute of Sustainable Development, and Renu Kataria, AIR correspondent.
Good evening, listeners. Today we have with us Dr. Shrikant K. Panigrahi to discuss about Leaders Summit on Climate. Before we start our discussion, let us listen to the Prime Minister's address at the summit.
President Biden, distinguished colleagues, my fellow citizens of this planet, Namaskar. I would like to thank President Biden for taking this initiative. Humanity is battling a global pandemic right now, and this event is a timely reminder that the grave threat of climate change had not disappeared. In fact, climate change is a lived reality for millions around the world. Their lives and livelihoods are already facing its adverse consequences. Friends, for humanity to combat climate change, concrete action is needed. We need such action at a high speed, on a large scale, and with a global scope. We in India are doing our part. Our ambitious renewable energy target of 450 gigawatts by 2030 shows our commitment. Despite our development challenges, we have taken many bold steps on clean energy, energy efficiency, afforestation, and biodiversity. That is why we are among the few countries whose NDCs are 2 degrees Celsius compatible. We have also encouraged global initiatives like International Solar Alliance, LEAD IT, and the Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure. Friends, as a climate responsible developing country, India welcomes partners to create templates of sustainable development in India. This can also help other developing countries who need affordable access to green finance and clean technologies. That is why President Biden and I are launching the India-US Climate and Clean Energy Agenda 2030 Partnership. Together, we will help mobilize investments, demonstrate clean technologies, and enable green collaboration. Friends, today, as we discuss global climate action, I want to leave one thought with you. India's per capita carbon footprint is 60% lower than the global average. It is because of our lifestyle is still rooted in sustainable traditional practices. So today, I want to emphasize the importance of lifestyle change in climate action. Sustainable lifestyles and guiding philosophy of back to basics must be an important pillar of our economic strategy for the post-COVID era. Friends, I recall the words of the great Indian monk Swami Vivekananda. He called on us to arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is reached. Let us make this decade of action against climate change. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dr. Panigrahi, while addressing today at the Leaders Summit on Climate, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, this summit is a timely reminder that the grave threat posed by climate change has not disappeared even as humanity battles COVID pandemic. So what do you think will be India's proposals and actions in this summit to combat climate change?
India is a leader in climate change adaptation and mitigation right from the beginning. In our summit in 1992, on the eve of World Environment Day in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. And that was the starting point of where United Nations Convention for Climate Change took birth. UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, is the nodal convention which is and the UN body responsible for center staging climate action at the global level involving the member countries. India is one of the front runner as a member country of UNFCCC. And in global platform, India has always played a leadership role in a very dynamic way historically. India always keeps saying, I am also a part of the negotiation. We feel that we are not getting our right on carbon space. We have not responsible for the global emissions, the greenhouse gas emissions that has already been accumulated in our atmosphere and which is the main cause of global warming. Our contribution, although is least in per capita term, as also the Prime Minister told today, India's contribution is 60% lower than the global average. Still, we are a country who believes in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We believe in all of us living together and want to see the planet to be a better place to live in. With that great universal brotherhood spirit, India is always in the forefront of climate change adaptation and mitigation. Right from our summit, India is very active. Right from Conference of Parties 1 to Conference of Parties 25, and that has been happened in different countries so far. And now the Conference of Parties 26 is coming in Glasgow, in Scotland of UK, where India will also be giving its leadership and positioning itself how the country has taken the turn. And India has already played a pivotal role in Kyoto Protocol, and it is one of the first countries not only to sign Kyoto Protocol but also to ratify Kyoto Protocol compared to China, USA and all the developed nations who are more responsible. But we have already shown our commitment, and not only shown, we have executed appropriate policies and program, and we have shown the global leadership in the field of climate change so far. And here I think it is worth mentioning, India has also organized Conference of Parties 8, that is COP 8 in New Delhi, where 6,219 participants throughout the globe participated, where around 23 crores were spent in 2002, November and December. And this is a historic event Government of India hosted in global interest. And we decided what is to be done, the future course of action for combating greenhouse gas emissions and make a planet better place in 2002. And subsequently, in all the Conference of Parties, let it be in any part of the world, India has exhibited its own leadership. And so it is very important that Honorable Prime Minister has voiced Indian feelings and Indian sense of approach to the climate change in a very concise and precise manner in this prestigious virtual leadership summit on climate change, where US, for the first time, I must appreciate President Biden and his leadership initiatives. First time a country who has already worked out and played a backbencher role in climate change negotiation right from the Earth Summit in 1992 has come up with a visionary statement that US will be cutting its greenhouse gas emission 50%. This is a great commitment, and India has told in a very profound manner its commitment for the future.
We also know that COP26 is very soon coming up in Glasgow in November this year. So why do you think this virtual summit before COP26, and what is the message that the United States is giving to the world by hosting the summit?
COP26 is one of the unfortunate COP which was scheduled to happen in 2020, and because in 2019 it happened in Madrid, where all the global leaders, the 196 member countries of UNFCCC participated and voiced their climate actions. As per the one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 13, that climate action, every country has prepared what is the kind of the climate action they will be taking. And in addition, in 2020, December 31st, the Kyoto Protocol come to an end. It was very unfortunate that in Kyoto Protocol, many developed nations has committed a lot of finance, technology and technology transfer to developing and underdeveloped world, which could not able to happen significantly not only significantly, it was very mere and negligible. And so Kyoto Protocol failed miserably. Then with a different approach in Paris in 2015, November and December came forward, COP21, where India participated and India submitted its INDC, that is Intended National Determinant Contributions. What India is willing to do by 2030. So like this, all the member countries came up with their ambitions and their desire to play their role for the global commons, and that was widely discussed and approved in Paris Climate Change Convention and agreement, and it came in the shape of Paris Agreement and become NDCs, National Determinant Contributions. So in that NDC document, India has committed many important commitments which are unique, and that shows that India is committed much more than other competing nations who are responsible for more greenhouse gas emissions like China and USA or European Union. India has committed 40% of its energy basket will come from non-fossil fuel routes, that is renewable energy, hydro and nuclear, which is very promising commitment. So it is a very important time. COP26 is derailed. It has been postponed again and again, and now it is scheduled to happen from 1st November to 12th November in Scotland, that is in Glasgow of the UK. And the President-designate on behalf of government of UK, who gives the leadership to this COP26, is Alok Sharma. He is one of our colleagues from Delhi, and although he is having immigration of UK, and he is a UK citizen by now, and he is spearheading the global leadership to organize COP26, where net zero is the slogan. So by 2050, so all the member countries and all the nations of the world must commit that by 2050, all the greenhouse gas should be emitted. And India has also supported this view, but India has an opinion that 2050 is so far, and it is a very long commitment. Planet will lose, and a lot of negative impact the planet will witness to wait such a longer period. It should be even more aggressive. And let us not talk much about 2050, and let us discuss about 2030, which is in a very clear distance. And right from 15th of September 2015, for another 15 years, these SDGs have started rolling on. And so accordingly, the Paris Agreement is started operationalizing from 1st of January 2021. So unfortunately, COVID has impacted us to a greater extent. It has snatched away the climate finance. All the countries who has put their budget in their priority list to center stage the climate action, and most of these funds are diverted to tackle COVID. And that is very unfortunate, but our survival is very important for us as well as for our future generation. The whole world wish to see that climate change even much dangerous than COVID. COVID could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years phenomena, but climate change is constantly killing us last so many years, and it will be killing more aggressively. We have already reached at a temperature of 1.2 degrees centigrade, losing 30% of our global biodiversity. The cold currents has become hot currents. The global air pressure belts has been changed, and disasters has become very common. So there is no time to wait further. And it's a very, very crucial moment, not only for USA, but not for China, but not for European Union or India or any other, Australia or Japan. It is a very serious and a time of transition for the entire planet, for all the global citizens. COVID at the one time is a big challenge, and there is another challenge which is a slow poisoning system, and we need to tackle that aggressively too.
Thank you, sir, for coming on our show and discussing on climate issues.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Leaders Summit on Climate. The participants were Dr. Shrikant K. Panigrahi, Director General of Indian Institute of Sustainable Development, and Renu Kataria, AIR Correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio.